Welcome to the Published Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
Still Mike.
And we're back with part 2. Rounding out the second half of the month, saints that you may not know all that much about.
And I think I can do the 16th.
Okay, if you think so.
On the 16th, we have Saint Edith of Wilton.
So brave.
Who, as far as we know, was not in charge of any cake decorating. But she was a princess and a nun, and she even refused to leave the convent to become queen when her half-brother, King Edward the Martyr, was killed.
All right.
Well, with a name like Edward the Martyr, what else did you expect to happen to him?
Seriously, look, I blame his parents.
I don't think he was named the Martyr when he was born. I think it was simply Edward, who then became the king.
But again, it's also understandable. Let's see, they just killed my brother, the king. No, I don't think I'll leave the safety of my convent to go become queen.
I'm going to stay here. Thanks.
On September 17th, we have Saint Uni AKA Huno, Unno, a Benedictine monk and bishop who worked to evangelize Denmark and Sweden.
I bet playing Unno with her was really difficult.
Him.
Or him? Oh, yes, bishop, yes.
Monk and bishop.
But I bet playing Unno with him was really difficult because somebody would just come walking up and go, "Hey, Unno."
I bet he's like, "That's my name, bro."
On the 18th, Saint Richardis.
Who, oddly, was a female.
Mm-hmm. Richardis was an empress, a nun, wife of Charles the Fat.
Which is a great name.
Yeah. you know what? He was not short
maybe
on.
Maybe it was ironic.
I'm just saying he probably was pretty well off because in those days being fat was a sign you had money.
He was the emperor.
He was.
Oh yeah, empress, right? Of course.
Yeah, he's like a grandson of Charlemagne.
Yeah. Oh well, then being labeled as the fat was not at all.
He was plump and healthy.
Yeah.
Back to Saint Richardis.
Saint Richardis, wife of Charles the Fat, was accused of infidelity with a bishop.
That would be particularly naughty if true.
Mm-hmm.
Endured the ordeal of fire to prove her innocence. And then left Charles to become a nun.
Listen, you fat bastard, you didn't even believe in me. And notice, he's still known as Charles the Fat, and she's a saint.
Mm-hmm.
On September 19th, we have Saint Peleus, an Egyptian martyr, a bishop who was martyred with Nilus, Elias, and companions. They were burned alive near Petra for saying mass. Well, it's a terrible way to die, but it's a good reason to die.
Next, on the 20th, we have Saint Jose Maria de Yermo y Parras.
Nice.
Priest and founder of the Religious Servants of the Sacred Heart of Jesus and of the Poor, and was canonized with 26 other Mexican saints on May 21st of 2000.
And blessedly, his order was given in English, not Spanish. On!
I mean...
We could probably ration. Religiosos,
Cervantes religiosos de...
Let's not worry about it.
No.
Yeah.
September 21st, Saint Hieu, who may be Saint Bega or Saint B. She was, whatever her name was, she was an abbess in Northumbria. Saint B.
On the 21st, we have somebody who's really holy.
Mm-hmm. His name says it all.
Really holy. Saint Sanctinus. The first bishop of Meaux. First bishop of Meaux, I'm sorry. I just might have also founded the Diocese of Verdun in France.
We.
Mew.
Next, on the 23rd, we have Saints Xantippa and Polyxena. They died in Spain. They themselves were disciples of the apostles.
And not actually just many Zenas put together.
Polyxena, yes. On the 24th, we have the Martyrs of Chalcedon. 49 martyred during Diocletian's reign, who may have been members of the choir in the Church of Chalcedon.
Now, this would be over a century before the famous council, but still, it was an important city and perilously close to Constantinople.
Mm-hmm.
Or Istanbul.
On September 25th, we've got Welsh names. We've got Saint Cadoc, and Saint Caian, and Saint Mewrog. Saint Cadoc is also known as Docus, Cathmael, and Cadvael. A lot of names for that dude.
Yep.
But he was a bishop, a founder, and a martyr. He founded Llancarfan Monastery near Cardiff. He was a missionary in Brittany who was martyred by the Saxons. Saint Caian was a son or grandson of the king of Barnoc. And about Saint Mewrog, nothing is known of him except his awesome name, Mewrog.
And there was
Seriously.
Welsh.
There should be more Mewrogs.
At the very least, when you're going for confirmation, if you're involved in that, just recommend to the kids, you could be Saint Mewrog. There's going to be a lot of Saint Sebastians. You could be different.
Come on, there's going to be at least 3 Peters.
Some pure Giorgio Frassades.
A bunch of Johns.
And again, these are all great saints, but Mewrog.
So many
Mewrog.
variations of the Teresas.
Just listen to him. Just hear me out. Mewrog.
Just so many
my whole
Teresa. Oops. So
Don't
many.
knock over the Pope.
Sorry. So many Teresas and Marys.
If you knock over the Pope, you have to get permission from the Pope to be reconciled. You can't just go to any priest and be like, I knocked over the Pope. They're going to be like, sorry, he's in charge of forgiving that.
All right.
But if it's only a statue of the Pope, he's not knocking down the actual
Oh no,
Pope.
dear. That would involve me writing letters to Rome. Do you really want the Pope to know me? I mean,
All right.
Nate's going to bum rush the Pope.
On to an African murder on the 26th. Go!
26th, Saint Callistratus, an African martyr who was killed along with 49 other soldiers by being sewn into sacks and thrown into the sea. There's no mention. There's no mention of any animals, but nonetheless, we got two.
We got
of
sacks
the,
and the water.
We had 2 parts of the martyrdom
Triangle.
trifecta:
It's like the fire triangle, the
the
martyrdom.
sack and the sea.
And they were sewn in. It's amazing.
And to follow it up, a Welsh name.
But St. Callistratus and friends, pray for us. On the 27th, Welsh name, we've got Saint Barrog, a.k.a. Barroq, and Barnoc. He was a hermit in Berry Island off the coast of Glenmorgan, which sounds like a great name for a Scotch.
Right?
Although it's Welsh, so would it really be Scotch?
No, it wouldn't.
No.
Welsh whiskey?
It wouldn't even be like the Irish whiskey that's on the edge and kind of has Scotch-like characteristics.
Barrog.
On the 28th, we have Saint Rose Wang-Hoei and Saint Remigius Isore and Saint Raymond Li-Ts'Uan. All were Chinese martyrs.
On September 29th, we've got Saint Dads. Probably like Dodds, but it's spelled Dads. A Persian noble and martyr who was killed with his wife, Casdoe.
And then finally,
The month finishes strong.
to round out the month, we've got not only Welsh name, but list of names. So here we go. Let's see what I can do with this. We've got Saint Enghenedl and Saint Laurus
That one's not so bad.
and Saint Midan.
Midan. There's no...
Oh, no,
second
you're
one.
right. Midan. Midan was also known as Nidon and was an evangelist. Laurus was also known as Lery, not spelled the way you think, and founded an abbey. And Enghenedl is venerated in Anglesey.
We have no idea why, besides they were a saint.
Besides, they are. They were
Great
all
stuff.
saints.
Solid work. So,
It's important to have a few unknown saints of, we don't know anything besides this person's name.
known only to God, he knows what's important. So, just considering, for confirmation saints, Barrog, Mewrog, these are strong names.
Also, I think we need more Anastasi.
Sanctinus.
Ooh.
I wonder why Ricardo...
Dads.
Dads. Oh, I still want to see that happen. I
I
wonder
feel
why
like we had one that was named Pops. Someone might go for it, but Dad's is not quite as funny as
Saint Pops.
If you are...
Polyxena. All the Xenas.
Yes,
Many Xenas.
If you are a young lady considering what your confirmation name should be, don't forget about, but instead of considering perhaps a Mary or Martha or Teresa, consider perhaps Polyxena.
There's going to be 3 girls ahead of you who are already named after St. Elizabeth of the Trinity.
Yep.
Who's awesome, but you can be the one who's named after Polyxena. Just saying. Comment
Or
below.
Saint Richardis.
Well, it's like there are female names, female versions of most male names, but Richardis, this is the only time I've ever encountered that name.
Yeah.
No, and I am very disappointed that, the internet was not, as big as it was when I had to pick my names. Under my
You could have
rule
been
of a
Richardis.
princess. I could have upped it to Empress.
Boom!
Would have gone with your crown.
Saint Dick.
Wait,
So-
was that in here?
No, but that
Okay.
would be her nickname. So, comment
Maybe
below
a
with...
Richie.
I like it. So, comment below with more obscure saints or saints you want to know more about. Do you know about a Saint Pops we can investigate? Give this episode a like, subscribe to our channel, ring the church bell to find out the next time we mutilate Welsh names. We actually do not so bad on Dutch names, but we're terrible on Welsh names.
Well, it's a good thing we know Dutch names, because I feel like there's a, something.
Well, we did the 19 Martyrs of Gorkum. There was a lot of Dutch in there. So, until next time.
Remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
And
Share that love.